Alrighty, I think that I'm live. I'm gonna get confirmation on my phone in just a second, whether I am or I am not. Need to verify. Uh, boom. Am I live or am I not live? I am live. Fantastic. Okay. So, hello and welcome. My name is Tyler Austin, founder and CEO of REISIft, and today I just want to give you guys a quick update on Zapier phone statuses. I know it's been something that we've got a ton of requests on since we launched phone statuses in general. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit about what I'm talking about, the importance of tracking your phone numbers in general. I know those in the REISIft community itself already understand the importance of this, but for those that might not be as aware, I want to just do a real quick screen share and just show you the importance of tracking phone dispositions. But before I do, I just want to kind of just give some clarity. And if you guys can, if you can't hear me, just comment on wherever you're watching from so I can see that you guys can hear me okay. And so here's the big thing that I would love for you guys to just kind of turn around in your head a little bit. When you're doing bulk dialing, like you're doing cold calling, niche prospecting, so either niche bulk sequential or like niche sequential marketing, which essentially where you do one marketing strategy, then go to the next marketing strategy, and then go to the next marketing strategy. Say you have 10,000 prospects, which is about 30,000 phone numbers or so, and you're bulk dialing that, and then you move those same exact records that you just got them bulk dialing to an SMS marketing. That is, sequential marketing. It's moving from one strategy to the next strategy. Very important to do this in your business. A lot of people before they used to do that, and they used to just market to all that data, outside of a management platform, and they would just bulk dial it, throw it in Calltools or Xencall, and just smash those phone numbers, and then they would just take that original list, not even export anything from that platform, just take the original list and upload it to now an SMS platform, and they'd be texting and hitting the same exact people. Same problem with direct mail. A lot of people would just blast direct mail lists, and they would never update that list, whether they got return mail or people said they're not interested and stuff. So you continue to just spend more and more money over time. And we want to avoid that. We want to, make sure that as we move data through a marketing cycle, it's continuing to become more refined, so we understand what records we need to market to in a different way. Okay, so if I were to share my screen really quick, I'm going to share just briefly here, just show you an example of what phone statuses are. Anytime that you're bulk dialing and like say you're in Calltools, or even if you're in, doing niche sequential one-off cold calling, when they pick up the phone and you pick up a number and they say, oh, you have the wrong number, that is a phone disposition. Okay, you're dispositioning a phone number. A lot of times we get it jacked up in our head because we see the address and we're calling about an address. You think you're dispositioning the address, but that's not true because it's a wrong number. You're not dispositioning the address inside of Calltools or Zapier. You're dispositioning the phone number. You're saying that phone number is a wrong number, and you're doing nothing to track that potentially. And that's what one of the things that REISIft solves really well. And so in REISIft, you can see that we have phone statuses, correct number, wrong number, no answer, DNC. And that DNC we break down into correct number DNC. We break it down into wrong number DNC, and we break it down into unknown owner DNC. The importance behind that is because with a correct number, if you get someone who says, yeah, I am the homeowner, but don't ever call me again, correct number DNC would mean that I don't need to continue calling these other two numbers because I have the correct homeowner. Compared to wrong number DNC is like, hey, this isn't the owner. Yeah, they're DNC, but I still need to call the second and third phone number to try to reach the correct homeowner of this property. Hopefully that makes sense. Unknown owner DNC would be that they simply they didn't tell you whether the owner or they're not. They just said, hey, don't ever call me again. Get off the phone with me, and that's that. So in which case we have to claim plausible deniability and call the second and third phone number. Okay, so just a little bit of a insight there, and then obviously dead number. What we found through our user base here at REISIF is on average it's between depending on where you're getting your data from and everything, between 70 to 85% of your phone numbers are going to be dead numbers. Minimum 60% of your phone numbers are going to be dead numbers, but what I can guarantee is it's more than 50%. More than half of your phone numbers are going to be dead numbers. Only about 2 to 5%, between 2 to 5% of the data you get back from skip tracing is going to be a correct number across the board. Really, no matter what platform that you're using, it's going to be about 2 to 5% are correct numbers. Everything else is either dead or wrong, or they'll never answer. What we see is there's out of the people that aren't answering, outside of the whole dead number factor, it's about the no answer rate is going to really determine. It fluctuates a ton, but we've seen no answer rates anywhere between 20 and upwards of 40% of dials will never be answered, period. That 20 to 40%, this is really important to understand, that 20 to 40% of no answers, what amount of data is there phone numbers that don't answer at all? So you get 0 correct numbers on a record, 0. So they're all of them are no answer or wrong number or dead. So you get no correct number. It's a huge percentage. In fact, because only 2 to 5% of your phone numbers are going to be correct numbers, that means that if you have 10,000 records, you're only going to reach about maximum, right, 5% of 10,000 records to correct numbers. So that means all that other data you're not going to reach in that bulk dialing effort. You just got to move to something else. And the only way to move that to something else in an efficient way is to make sure you're tracking all the phone numbers, so that when I go to export, say, this record, I don't export these 2 dead numbers. Let's switch it around a little bit. Let's do just the landlines. I don't export these 2 dead landlines. I only export the mobile that doesn't have a status yet, so I can just text message that one. Okay, so we got to be able to update this data real time. Obviously, REISIft has built-in integrations with the 2 most popular bulk dialers, and we're working on some others, which is Calltools and in Ready Mode. So where you can send data to those platforms, but also receive data back to update those phone statuses. But obviously, that doesn't tailor to everybody. So therefore, we also have our Zapier integration. So what I want to do now is I want to show you guys just a quick Zapier setup for phone statuses, just to update one. This account has never used Zapier before. Zapier has never been this Zapier account's never been connected to an REISIft account before. So we're just going to do it from scratch real quick so that we can kind of have this as a resource for y'all. Okay. So I'm going to start off by clicking on the SIFT Dojo on the left-hand side inside of an REISIft account, and on that inside of that Notion board here, you'll see on the left-hand side or right-hand side, let me find it real quick. It should say Zapier. I forget which one it's under. Here we go. Under Resources, Zapier Integration Private Link. Go ahead and click on that, and that's going to open up a screen that looks like this. You have been invited to Zapier. Accept the invitation and build Zap. Now, I can't count how many times we've had somebody say, hey, I did that and it didn't work. Well, no, it did work. You just didn't watch our help center videos all the way before you decided to do something. And if we go into create a Zap now, what's going to happen is we're not going to see it underneath of a trigger, because you're not triggering. A trigger is something that fires. Like when something happens, do this. So inside of Zapier, you have triggers and actions. REISIft is an action because we want to send something, say, from Calltools. Okay. Let's do air call. See which one we want to do here. Let's do air call, because I think most people are going to be using air call or some other single line dialer for this, Zapier specifically, because if you're on a bulk dialer, you should really be on our business plan using the bulk integration. Maybe you're using it for an SMS platform until we have some more SMS integrations. But let's go ahead and do an air call one. So I'm going to discover integrations here. I'm going to look for Zapier. I've never integrated with AirCall through Zapier before, so we're going to kind of figure it out. There might be a link here install integration URL. So let's see what we got to do here. I'm guessing we're going to have to set up a webhook. We're going to look at their documentation. We're going to kind of go through this together real quick. Accept invite, air call invitation, please click here. Okay, so we need to invite link, just like anything else. So for air call, you need to invite link. So accept invitation and build the Zap. So boom, we have those two things now. Next, you'll need to log into the Zapier account, make a Zap, search for app event, select trigger. Okay, so now we should be able to see air call here. So let's refresh our screen. Let's close out those two here, refresh our screen, and see if we don't have air call as a trigger now. There it is. Newer, available. Okay, so we need to use this latest version right here. Select it. And then what we're going to do is trigger event, new call triggers when a new call was going through air call. Continue. Okay. And then guessing we need to take this, log in the air call dashboard, integration, Zapier, discover. So then we take that link, we got to put that URL here. Then add integration. So now they're installed. Okay, perfect. So we're going to click continue. And so now we need to do calls direction is going to be, we couldn't find any choices. We've loaded two. Let's say it's a outbound call. And it is, I'm sure there's a bunch of ways to build this out. By the way, I'm just going to build one because I've never done the air call Zapier stuff. We do have a lot of users that are updating tags with air call right now. So they're just adding a tag and they really want the statuses. So whoever is one of those users right now, they're gonna be like, oh, I know exactly how to do it, whatever Tyler's trying to do right now. But okay, so user's email, digits of the air call, those ones aren't required. Shoot call status, new call answer, inbound or outbound. Let's do that. And then let's do, oh, you use the webhook version. Well, that's what this is a webhook. I'm just going to continue this for now and see what we get out of it. Let's test the trigger and let's just see what happens. That one failed. Yeah, I might have to do a little bit of educating before I try to do that one. In the other case, I'll just continue through and I'll do the REISIft side real quick. Maybe we end up switching that out to Calltools. But the Calltools one said it was legacy, so I don't know what that means. So we're going to choose REISIft, and then all you're going to do is you're going to choose the update phone numbers. Where's it at here? You got to choose the most recent one. Oops, change. REISIft. So you're going to choose 1.0.9. If I'm not mistaken. It says newer available. Did we not? It says newer available, but I thought that yeah, we don't have the assign, add status to property, add phone tags. Wonder why I'm not seeing. It always shows newer available. Yeah, but I don't think that. Let me see here. Let me just message my guys real quick. Yeah, it'll be available to watch at a later time. This is live, but it also saved. And I don't mind. Some people like get all like tripped up whenever things don't go their way during lives. I think it's important because you guys might experience the same things and have to work through it. Just because that's just the nature of business and the way things are. So I'm gonna see what it is I'm missing here. Okay, it's this one, 1.0.12. Add phone status to phones. So there you go. Okay, so that's the one. 1.0.12 is going to be the version, and then an add phone status to phones is going to be the action. Okay. So then I need to sign into my REISIft account. So I'm going to click sign in. It's going to load. And then I'm going to go to my REISIft account and then click on my setting or my settings and then integrations. Then go down to integration hubs, click on Zapier, copy the Zapier API key, and then go over and paste that into your API key there, and then say yes, continue. And that will sync the two together, and it will load for I can now continue and set up an action. So what I'll do is I'll choose the phone number, so number of your contact for this call. And so I would choose that's the phone number, okay? And then I would choose the phone status would be based off of, well, that wouldn't work actually on that scenario. Phone number, phone status. Well, yeah, it would actually. So you do that and say it's correct. Okay, so we're going to say that this is correct number. So what would have to happen here is you'd have to have in between the webhook and the event, you'd want to have a filter, is what I'm assuming. I haven't seen Aircall set up here. And so we would choose the tag from the disposition in Aircall. I forget what they call them in Aircall, but I'm going to show you guys an example. I'm going to open up Aircall and just show an example here. So if I were to dial a phone number here, let me show you an example here. So this tag here, in Aircall, you can set up these tags to say this is a correct number or a wrong number or DNC or whatever. And so when you apply this tag to that phone number, that would be the event that you're looking for in Aircall. And then you would filter out that event and then you would update, based off of that filter. This is actually a really, because I'm not familiar with setting up Aircalls and I don't want to spend all the time figuring that up. Let's go ahead and see if we can't just delete this one. And actually do a I'm going to select the Calltools one again and just see if that is the old Calltools or not. Let's create another Zapier and let's see. I don't know if they fully got rid of the old Calltools or what. Let's see. Okay, so it's here. So new disposition. Let's do it this way. We'll do new disposition, sign into an account. Ooh, let's say it's this one. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Test trigger. Am I going to get something? Couldn't find anything. Connect a new account and see if this works this way. So let's allow Calltools. We're going to log into Calltools now. We'll do this one, and then this will be able to actually allow us to show something here. This is the old version of Calltools, is not the current version. However, you just get your API key in or whatever you need. Launch control, doesn't really matter which product you're using here for this. Smarter contact, say yes, continue. It's going to connect the integration, and you connect it in different ways. I'm going to click continue, test trigger, and I should hopefully a recent disposition. If not, we'll go ahead and we'll make one. Couldn't find any, so let's come over here and let's see if we have any data in our account. Doesn't look like it. So let's just go ahead and send over some records real quick. We'll just send it over to the A01 real quick. I'm just going to come over and filter by that has phone numbers, parameters, and others. Phone numbers, yes. I'm just going to select the 10 here, manage, and or rather send to dialers, predictive dialer, Calltools. I'm going to deselect everything here and just send no statuses. Calltools ID, next, review, send contacts. I'm going to send these over to Calltools real quick. Should be relatively quick here because of the fact that it's only a few records. Once it gets angry, which it might, because it's live, so everything always gets angry when you're live. Let's send stuff that's never been sent before. We're just send all 137 of these, except for these first two. I'm just going to give it a second here. Could have saved us some time by having some data already available in either AirCall or Calltools, but again, I think most of you aren't ever going to be doing this, or this might be the first time you're doing it, so seeing it real time is more ideal than not. I'm always not a fan of when you watch a video and then all of a sudden they're like, it just like skips like 4 hours of work and you're like, oh, well, that was really fast. And you go to do it and you're like, how in the world did they get it done so quickly? Well, that's because it gave you false expectations of what it is you're doing. It's not showing in Calltools. They're showing complete on REISIft side, but it's not showing in Calltools. Can I manually add somebody in here? Do I have to physically? Oh, here we go. Let me add a contact this way. Let's just do it like that. Let's just do it like that. So I'm just going to open up like one of these random ones here. I'm just going to take this address. Maybe address. Zip code, states, Florida, city, Jacksonville. I'm just going to grab this bottom phone number. Mobile number, phone number. Okay. I think that should work. Okay, so now I need to add a disposition here because we don't use dispositions. So let me just name this like correct and then submit. Okay, so now we have a record, we have a contact. Oh, I need to add our first and last name in here. I don't need to technically, but I'm going to be fast. John Thomas. All right, John Thomas. Okay. So, internal error. All right. Maybe it's because of the space after John. Save. Okay. Well, still saved, so whatever. Okay, so now if our disposition has correct number and then save. Okay. Nothing is working for me right now, apparently. I'm just having all of the Tuesday, Monday luck. Let's try it again. Let's open it up. Add disposition, correct number, save. Internal error. Well, okay. Looks like I get to continue to troubleshoot. I don't know why that would be giving an error. Well, maybe it's still pushed over in here. So let's just test the trigger again in Zapier and see if it works. This is why our integration is just so much easier. It's just so much easier with bulk dialers than having to go through Zapier, because the companies take care of it for you. Hmm. Okay. Well, Calltools is being a pain, so not gonna be able to do that. You'll need to make a test call that meets the criteria you selected. Trying to think what would be the best way for me to be able to show you guys at least a full version of it. I should have just had someone who already had something set up come on with me so that we could do it to their account. It would have been a little bit more efficient. See if maybe air calls is showing up good now. New call because I called myself, so maybe it'll show up. Outbound call. I don't know if it matters if you put phone numbers here. We're going to test that. Oh, that's the wrong number. I'm going to physically answer it so we meet our criteria. Okay. I don't know how long it takes to get in. Maybe I'll do another live after we actually get everything, get to where we have it set up here. And maybe I'll bring on somebody that already has like their air call stuff set up. I could have just logged into my other Zapier account for the Calltools stuff. But again, the most important thing for you guys to understand is that you got to be able to filter it. I'm going to do a totally separate video. There'll be a training video on it. Really, this is just to announce that, hey, Zapier has phone statuses now. So if you do the action event, it's going to be 1.0.12, 1.0.12. And then underneath of that one, you should see the update or add phone status by owner phones, by property phones, or just by phones. If you do it just by phones, again, it's just going to look for it's going to look for the phone number. Say it's this one, and then it's going to look for what phone status you want to update it as. Okay. So if you're doing it through this version where you're looking for just the phone number and what status, you need to filter the call from the trigger, right? And that call might be, any call that happens in air call, and the filter is filtering by the tag on that call. Okay, so the tag on that call is what it would be filtered by. Which would be status of the call, ID, phone type. I'm not quite sure what the tag option is called. But again, when you have that tag, this tag here, you might tag this as correct number, wrong number, DNC. And this is going to be the same for pretty much any platform that's like a sales dialer. They allow you to tag calls, and that tag on that call, you would filter out and you'd say, hey, only continue if, let's say, this tag contains correct, which is what you would name the tag inside of the air call. And because it will be looking at all the calls that happen through the trigger, it will filter out just the ones that contain the correct, and then it would allow it to go through. It would grab the phone number from it, and it would update the status as correct number in REISIft. Okay. And so that's just a high level. I do apologize that Calltools wouldn't want to work with us here with giving us an example record to be able to utilize. Air call, I don't have one set up for that, but I'll play around with it a little bit and get it kind of set up. I know we have a lot of users using the air call tags to tag records in REISIft, and they want the statuses. They're the ones that have been requesting the statuses. So we're pushing that in now. And then those that are using launch control, I believe, are another subset of users that really want to be able to update statuses by phone numbers. Using Zapier, and that's there, and those that are using REI Reply are wanting the same thing. So all of you are already using Zapier, so you're going to be familiar with what you need to do. All you need to do is add this one action to add phone status to phone numbers or by property address or whatever. Swap out whatever you're doing for tagging with this, and you'll be all set. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I'm going to chalk this up to a good trial run. I was trying to just do it willy-nilly, but apparently technology on a Tuesday morning is drunk from 4th of July still. So we'll see you guys later on. I'm going to go ahead and do it as a normal video through Loom, and we'll just push it to the YouTube channel and to the Facebook group. All right, but at least that'll get some of you guys started between now and then. All righty, later.